I'm not gonna beat around the bush here. You know what this is about. And I'm not gonna fake my initial reaction that I had last night because we weren't ready. We were not ready for Sega to do what they did last night. And even now, I'm still trying to process if this is actually real, but I keep looking at the news, I keep watching that trailer, and it's actually there. Jet Set Radio 3 is coming. Jet Set Radio 3 is a real thing now. Like, no more fake rumors or speculations or anything like that. No. It's real. We all saw it with our own two eyes. New Jet Set Radio game. After 21 years since Future came out. After 23 years since the original game on the Dreamcast came out. We finally got another Jet Set Radio game. And I don't know what to think. Because initially when Sega announced this announcement for the Game Awards, I was thinking like it was probably gonna be like Virtua Fighter or something, because like fighting games are like glowing up right now. You know, Jet Set Radio did not come to mind at all. I was not expecting it at all. No, I just thought it's not happening. You know, I wasn't even thinking about it. But they dropped a huge bombshell. And when I watched that trailer and I saw all the references to other titles, and I saw Jet Set Radio there, I was like, no way. And then the first thing that popped up when we saw gameplay, Jet Set Radio 3. Like think about that. The first thing we saw before the other games was Jet Set Radio. Because you have to wonder that like Sega probably knows that like people have been asking for a new Jet Set Radio for so long. And like for that to be the first thing they showed, that was the hook. That was the hook to grab us. And then they want to drop new Streets of Rage, new Shinobi, new Golden Axe, a new Crazy Taxi? Dude, these characters I've only known from like the Sega crossover games, because I wasn't born around that time. And like I was there around like Crazy Taxi's release, but like I literally was just born that day, that year, you know? So I'm seeing all these franchises together now that I got introduced through these crossover games and through all these cameos that Sega has been doing. And they're all getting a new resurgence, a new power. And just seeing Jet Set Radio be on the forefront of it all, I couldn't believe it. I literally started hyperventilating. I literally fell to my knees and I started crying like tears of joy. And I thought me graduating from college was going to be the happiest moment of my life, and it's one of them. It's one of them. But something like that didn't even make me cry tears of joy. No. It was seeing the revival of Jet Set Radio actually come to fruition before my very eyes that finally got me to break down and cry. of just pure happiness. Really, I'm happy because like Jet Set Radio, especially Jet Set Radio Future, has been like the foundation, the motivation of why I even wanted to start doing YouTube in the first place. Because there wasn't enough Jet Set Radio content, and there were so many things that were just missing. And I wanted to make that change. That was the intention of me starting this channel in the first place, because I wanted to make that change and start making more Jet Set Radio content for people to see, so that people can see all of the things that they probably didn't know about Jet Set Radio, and show more depth about the games that's just been locked away for so long, because like no one's really had the motivation to do it. And I've said this like multiple times throughout multiple videos, like Sega's not gonna make another one. I wouldn't believe it. I just didn't believe it. That wasn't until that leak back in April, that leaked video that had Persona 3 Reload, a beta version of Sonic Frontiers, and that Jet Set Radio footage. That was a crazy time, you know? But even then, like, that was all just pure speculation until Persona 3 Reload became real. And when Persona 3 Reload became a real thing, it was like, okay, where is Jet Set Radio? Like, where is it? If Persona 3 Reload is a real thing, where's the Jet Set Radio? Was it scrapped? Is it still happening? We didn't know. And now here we are in December, and it finally happened. Remember, the last Jet Set Radio thing that we saw was that Roller Champions collab, and that sucked, you know? And imagine if that was really the latest thing that we'll ever see from Jet Set Radio. And that, if that was the last thing we've ever saw, everyone would be in shambles, you know? And that collab left a really bad sting on everybody, you know? But you know what brought people's faith back? Bomb Rush Cyberpunk. And with how successful Bomb Rush Cyberpunk turned out, it sort of lit a fire under Jet Set Radio people, you know? Because Bomb Rush Cyberpunk brought back that old feeling of when we played Jet Set Radio Future, and brought that over to the modern day with the same old school style, you know? It gave that nostalgic feeling again, that we missed those type of games. And with how great Bomb Rush Cyberpunk did, and how it's still growing now with its amazing modding community, there's so much with Bomb Rush Cyberpunk right now, and in terms of the modding scene, and that game is still growing crazily. But for a while, like, that was our Jet Set Radio 3, you know? And some people were just content with not having another Jet Set Radio because Bomb Rush Cyberpunk was doing the job. Even me, I was gonna be fine with not having another Jet Set Radio, because Bomb Rush Cyberpunk filled that void that I've had for years. And it's a great game on its own, while being a spiritual successor to one of my favorite games of all time, a game that's truly defined me. But now, again, here we are we have Jet Set Radio 3. It's here. All the leak we saw back in April with the video, and even going further beyond with the survey, and that was like back in 2021. Like, all that we saw, it's real now, you know? And I just can't believe it. I'm just happy. Truly I am. Like, when it happened, all my friends, we all came together. We started yelling at each other like, oh my god, I can't believe it. Had other people contact me because they know I'm the Jet Set Radio guy. They had to tell me like, oh my god, this is real. And they wanted to know how I was feeling. And you could best believe I was just ecstatic at the fact that this is a real thing. And I can't believe it. I really just can't believe it. I'm so happy to see Jet Set Radio is finally coming back to us. It took me going through a majority of my life just going to school, having a job, finishing college, all of that stuff. I played Jet Set Radio Future at 3 years old, and now I am 24, going into 25. I'ma probably be playing Jet Set Radio 3 when I hit 25. Which is crazy to think about. It's crazy that it took this long. Now, I know there is a lot to talk about, you know, especially amongst the Jet Set Radio community, because, you know, people are not a fan of like the new look, and then others also feel that it's too late, you know. Why did we have to wait 21 years for this? And also, we have Bomb Rush Cyberpunk, which now like filled the void that people were itching for it, you know. So like, why would we need another Jet Set Radio? You know, because it took so long, because we have Bomb Rush Cyberpunk, and I completely understand the frustration behind it. I really do. But I think this is what we needed. I think this is really something we really needed to bring us all together. And I've met, ever since I started YouTube, and you know, I got brought to the Jet Set Radio community, and I met a bunch of people, met people that have become my close friends. I've made a few like enemies along the way because of the things I relate to or what I'm attached to in the community. But listen, forget all that right now. Just gonna put all that aside right now, you know. Whatever we may feel about each other, if we don't like each other, cool, that's fine, you know. But like this, we have a new Jet Set Radio game to bring us all together again, you know. I think this is the first time in a long time where we felt together again, you know, because I've always felt like the community of Jet Set Radio has always been like separated. It's always felt like that for me. And what about Bomb Rush Cyberpunk? We can coexist. We can literally coexist together. Like, we could have both Jet Set Radio 3 and Bomb Rush Cyberpunk happening at the same time. Both communities coming together for these two amazing skating games. Well, we don't know what's going to happen with Jet Set Radio 3 yet, so don't quote me on that being amazing, but we shall see when it comes out. But like, a Jet Set Radio 3 and Bomb Rush Cyberpunk, they can coexist together. We don't need to separate. I think more than ever now, we should be coming together to celebrate this. Definitely. Definitely. I know this is not very properly like scripted and such, but I needed to get these feelings out. I really did. This is a fantastic day. All I can really say after all of this is that we won. We finally won. It took a long time, but we won. We won that day. Not just Jet Set Radio fans, Sega fans in general. We won. We actually won. And I want to give a shout out to those who still believed that Jet Set Radio was coming back. And I also just want to thank the Jet Set Radio community who like still held Jet Set Radio together. Because you guys are the reason that we're here now. You let your voice be known that Jet Set Radio would never be forgotten. And because you didn't forget, it reminded Sega. And now here we are. All of your hard work is finally coming to fruition. And we now have a new Jet Set Radio game. We finally got it. So thank yourselves, really. Because you kept fighting for this. And it finally happened. All I can really say is I'm really excited to see how this will develop. And I hope everything turns out well. I truly do. Because I really just want this to succeed. Again, all I want to say is Jet Set Radio fans, we finally won.